Tonight, we confront a crisis devastating communities nationwide: fentanyl. This epidemic is not confined to any one city or state. It's a tragedy unfolding in every corner of America, from rural towns to bustling cities. The impact is visible in the empty streets, shuttered businesses, and the growing sense of loss that hangs over neighborhoods. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, originally developed for treating severe pain, especially after surgery or for cancer patients. But on the streets, it's up to 100 times stronger than morphine, making it incredibly potent and dangerous even in minuscule amounts. Just a few grains, barely enough to cover a penny, can be fatal. This dual nature makes fentanyl both a medical marvel and a deadly street menace, with its power often underestimated by those who encounter it. Dealers frequently mix fentanyl into counterfeit pills or other illicit drugs, disguising its presence. Many victims have no idea they're ingesting it until it's too late, making every dose a dangerous gamble. Anyone using illicit drugs, even just once or recreationally, can unknowingly be at risk of a deadly overdose. The threat is indiscriminate, affecting people from all walks of life, regardless of age or background. Fentanyl is now the leading cause of death for Americans aged 18 to 45, surpassing car accidents and suicide. The statistics are staggering, and the heartbreak is felt in every community. The epidemic cuts across all communities, leaving families shattered, futures lost, and loved ones grieving. No one is immune to its reach, and the pain is both personal and collective. First responders now carry naloxone as standard gear, a life-saving medication that can reverse overdoses. This new reality highlights just how widespread and urgent the threat has become. The crisis has created fear and uncertainty for parents and communities alike, as families worry about the safety of their loved ones and the future of their children. Understanding fentanyl's danger is the first step to fighting back. Education, awareness, and open conversations are crucial in preventing more tragedies and saving lives. Our nation's future depends on urgent action against this invisible killer. Together, we can raise awareness, support those affected, and work toward solutions that protect our communities. In response to the growing fentanyl crisis, the Make America Fentanyl Free campaign was launched in August 2025, aiming to address one of the most urgent public health threats facing the nation today. The campaign quickly gained national attention, with its bold messaging and widespread visibility. Privately funded by major Trump donors, it's a multi-million-dollar ad blitz saturating TV, social media, and even streaming platforms. The campaign's striking visuals and urgent tone are designed to reach Americans of all ages, from teens to parents and community leaders. The campaign's mission is twofold: to support President Trump's pledge to dramatically reduce fentanyl deaths, and to educate the public about the hidden dangers of this deadly synthetic opioid. Through rallies, public events, and educational outreach, the campaign seeks to mobilize communities nationwide. It warns that even just 3 tiny grains of fentanyl can be lethal, underscoring how incredibly potent and dangerous this drug is, even in minuscule amounts. The campaign highlights that fentanyl is often hidden in counterfeit pills and street drugs like Xanax, heroin, and cocaine, making it nearly impossible for users to know what they're taking. The message is clear: anyone using illicit substances, even casually or just once, could unknowingly ingest fentanyl and face fatal consequences. No one is immune to the risk. The campaign's website, makeamericafentanylfree.com, offers up-to-date facts, prevention resources, personal stories, and ways for individuals and families to get involved in the fight against fentanyl. By combining traditional media like TV and billboards with digital outreach and community events, the campaign aims to spark a national conversation and break the silence around fentanyl. Its ultimate goal is to make fentanyl awareness a top priority for every American household, school, and workplace, uniting the country in prevention efforts. Only through widespread knowledge, open discussion, and constant vigilance can lives be saved and communities protected from this deadly threat. The campaign is closely aligned with President Trump's broader opioid strategy, which places a strong emphasis on law enforcement, border security, and the introduction of new legislation. These efforts are designed to disrupt the flow of illegal drugs into the country and send a clear message to traffickers. In July 2025, President Trump signed the Halt All Lethal Trafficking of Fentanyl Act. This law made street fentanyl a Schedule I drug, significantly increasing penalties for traffickers and aiming to deter the distribution of this deadly substance. Supporters say it marks a major step in the fight against opioid abuse. The administration touts a 54% drop in fentanyl seizures at the border, crediting tougher enforcement and enhanced screening measures. Officials argue that these results show the effectiveness of a hardline approach to border security. However, critics argue that focusing primarily on enforcement while simultaneously cutting funding for prevention and treatment programs leaves significant gaps in the overall fight against opioids. They warn that without support for those struggling with addiction, progress may be limited. Many experts and advocates believe a balanced approach, combining strong law enforcement with robust public health initiatives and community outreach, is essential to address both the supply and demand sides of the crisis. The debate continues, with policymakers, health professionals, and communities weighing in on the best path forward to combat the opioid epidemic and protect public health. The campaign zeroes in on the southern border as the main entry point for illicit fentanyl. It links the crisis to border security, arguing that most fentanyl is smuggled in by Mexican cartels. The message, securing the border, is a national security and public health priority. The campaign calls for tough action against cartels and portrays law enforcement as soldiers on the front lines. Critics, especially in states like California, warn that federal deployments can disrupt local drug enforcement efforts. The tension highlights the need for collaboration in tackling the crisis. The campaign and Trump's policies have sparked fierce debate. Supporters praise the tough stance on border security and cartels, seeing it as overdue action. Critics argue that enforcement alone won't solve addiction and call for more funding for treatment and prevention. Political divisions over military deployments and state-federal cooperation complicate the response. Despite disagreements, the shared goal is to save lives and end the fentanyl epidemic. The campaign hopes to unite Americans and reduce fentanyl deaths. Whether a tough-on-crime approach or a more balanced strategy prevails remains to be seen.